Number 10. That Bubbly foam scam. You know the suds that make your shampoo and soap feel magical? Totally pointless. It's one of the slickest sales pitches from last century. Around 1900, soap makers faced a dilemma. Their stuff cleaned okay, but folks didn't sense it happening. So they tossed in sulfates, chemicals that whip up froth like nobody's business. Ads hammered home the message, no bubbles means no clean. This fib caught on big time, and even now, a foam-free wash feels off to most. Truth is, surfactants do the real dirt lifting, no fizz required. Think hand sanitizer zapping germs bubble-free, or greasy plates where suds vanish because the cleaners are actually at work. But firms keep the foam coming since we're hooked on that lathery rush. Worse, those additives irritate yanking natural oils, leaving skin parched and hair tangled. That's why you're grabbing lotion post face wash or conditioner after shampoo. You're fixing issues these products created, just to sell more. Grab a sulfate-free option next time. No bubble bonanza, but it'll scrub effectively, perhaps smoother. Number 9. The tiniest tall tale ever. Napoleon stood about 5'6", normal for his era, yet history paints him as pocket-sized thanks to clever enemy spin. French and British units differed back then, the French inch stretched longer. So Napoleon's 5'2" in French measure got twisted by Brits into midget status.
They cranked out caricatures of this pint-sized rage machine dwarfed by hulking troops.
Hence the Napoleon complex, labeling short folks as overcompensating hotheads, named for a guy who wasn't even undersized. He picked massive guards for his elite unit, so beside those behemoths, anyone looked small. Imagine judging a coach's height next to pro ballers. Napoleon's real edge? Mastering European takeovers, no height drama involved. Number 8. Those bogus Viking horns. Authentic Vikings skipped the horn headgear entirely. Zero such helmets unearthed from their sites. In combat, horns would be a disaster. Foes could yank them like steering wheels, twisting your neck mid-fight. Basically, DIY defeat. This wild image traces to Carl Emil Doppler and 1870 seconds opera costume whiz. For Wagner's epic, he amped up drama with horn props. It exploded in popularity books, art, films, all latched on. Historians tried debunking, but the fantasy stuck. Now it's etched in culture, like the Minnesota Vikings logo, a whole pro team branded on one artist's stage flair. About as real as knights zipping on hoverboards. Number 7. The phony Martian meltdown.
The 30th of October 1938, Orson Welles' War of the Worlds. Radio drama allegedly sparked nationwide alien freakouts, folks fleeing homes, phoning cops in hysterics.
Eyeing self-harm over invaders. But nope, pure exaggeration. Ratings tanked, most tuned to a hit show with ventriloquist Edgar Bergen. A dummy outdrew space attacks. Listeners who courted knew it was fake. The broadcast flagged it as fiction, upfront, midway, and close. Newspapers fueled the hoax, fearing radio's ad grab. They blasted headlines on panic from war drama as truth. Actual proof? Scant calls to the station, checking reality. No chaos, no tragedies. Wells leaned into the legend for fame, feigning regret. Newspapers, not Martians, stormed the facts that night. Number 6. The brain's 10% fiction. Picture splurging on a top-tier rig only to hear it runs at a fraction. That's the bogus brain myth peddled endlessly, boosted by flicks like Lucy. Supposedly, we tap just 10%, and cracking the rest unleashes genius. Wrong, your brain hums at full throttle constantly, like a grid maxed in summer swelter. Scrolling feeds, it's juggling visuals, sounds, recall, breath, all firing. Snoozing, still buzzing. Filing days, mending bits, spinning dreams. This started from mangling William James' words in the 1800s. He meant untapped mental potential, not idle brain space. Folks warped it into 90% dormant. If true, brain knocks would mostly miss duds, but every inch matters damage anywhere spells trouble. It's a tuned machine, no loafers. Believers, fully engaged in error. Number 5. The MSG Myth Machine. 1968. A docs letter to a top journal sparked Chinese restaurant syndrome, blaming post-meal woes like tingles and flutters on MSG. Turns out, it was a gaggle wager among medics to sneak into print. Media exploded it, pinning every post-takeout ache on the stuff. Eateries suffered, some shuttering, but MSG's everywhere. Tomatoes pack it, cheese overflows, your system makes it. It's sodium hitched to glutamate, a protein building block harmless as salt. Studies galore hunted dangers, found zilch. FDA's deemed it safe since '59. Folks swear by syndrome symptoms, yet scarf MSG dusted chips no issue. Those no MSG labels? Echoes of a joke gone xenophobic. Number 4. The head's heat myth. Born from a 1,950 seconds military flub, testing cold endurance, they suited soldiers thickly but bared heads, like leak testing a sealed tub with open drains. Heat fled mostly via skulls since elsewhere was insulated. Report claimed 40-45% lost there, and parents preached hats forever. But heads are just 10% surface, such loss would turn them into furnaces. Fresh research ties escape to bare-skin ratio. Faces feel chillier from dense sensors, like extra alarms blaring. That botched test hit manuals, then lore. One slip-up birthed decades of head heater nonsense. Number 3. Breakfast Big Sell. Pre-1944, mornings meant skips or supper scraps, maybe ale broth. Then, General Foods pushed most important meal to hawk grape nuts. Roots with Dr. John Harvey Kellogg, running a health spa pushing veggie diets to curb impure urges. He crafted cornflakes as bland purity food, even touted yogurt cleanses for cures. Brother Will sweetened them, launched the brand, sold as wholesome starts. John fumed. Firms bankrolled studies tying breakfast to smarts, rope dogs for knots. Ads claimed cereal beat malaria. Now, fasting skips show perks for slimming and focus. That essential line, vintage ad wizardry moving mountains of flakes. Number 2. Spinach's iron illusion. 1870. A German lab guy tests spinach iron and word spreads. It's loaded blamed on a decimal slip inflating by tenfold. Quotes persisted unchecked. Enter Popeye in 29, guzzling cans for might. 1930s fix came too late. Belief rooted. But 2010 dug deeper, no decimal goof. They tested dried leaves, iron dense from dehydration, but skipped, noting that spinach has iron, sure, but absorption's lousy around 2%. Old-time folks chomping it likely stayed deficient. Popeye's strength? 150 years of mix-up. Number 1. Carrot's vision ploy. WI, Brits must rather letting pilots nail night bombers. Cover, Carrot's grand dark side. They invented Dr. Carrot, lab-coated veggie preaching eats. Nazis bit. Carrots supply vitamin A for eyes, but surplus doesn't supercharge once stocked. More's moot, like overfilling a tank. This whopper endures 80 years on, hiding tech while veggie pushing kids, like linking chores to signal strength and it sticks. What myth here hit you hardest? Drop your biggest surprise in the comments, let's debunk more together.